As we neared the city, military activity grew. Companies of soldiers marched past. The uniforms varied wildly, from buckskin to well-tailored blue outfits. In some of the units, the men slouched along, looking around aimlessly. Others kept good order and marched in unison, heads held high. We rolled all the way through the city until we ran out of land. A group of soldiers stood around several cannons pointed toward the harbor. We got a lot of strange looks when they saw the turtle. One soldier broke away from the group and strode up to us.
"This must be the famous water machine from Connecticut," he said. "Welcome to Whitehall Battery."
"Have you been expecting us?" David asked.
"Well, you never know what to believe around here. There's a new rumor every day. But they said Benjamin Franklin was the one talking about the water machine, so I believed it."
"Well, it's true," David said, smiling at me. "You might say Dr. Franklin is a friend of mine. Would you and some of the other men be willing to help us get the water machine in the, water?" Soon, the turtle was tethered to a nearby dock. It was hard to believe we were finally in New York, within striking distance of the British. I gazed across the harbor to the warships in the distance. Ezra would be out amongst them in the turtle, planting the bomb. David would supervise the attack. And me. What would I do? That's what Uncle Elias had wondered when David asked him if I could come to New York.
"What do you need Nathan for? The submarine is built, and you've got Ezra."
"I don't have a good answer, Elias," David had replied. "I've just got this feeling we're going to need him before everything is said and done." Uncle Elias had tugged on his beard.
"I'm sorry, David, but a feeling isn't a good enough reason to send a boy to war, especially without his father's permission. What if something happens to him?"
"That's exactly what I'm thinking, Elias. But for a different reason. I'm thinking, what if something good happens to Nate because he goes to New York? I think his father would understand that."
"Something good? What good could come out of sending a boy to war? He could get killed."
"That's true, Elias. Anything can happen in war. He could get killed. Or he could end up doing something he'll be proud of. The point is, Nate will never know if he stays here." Elias sighed, shook his head, and looked at me.
"Nate, what do you want to do?"
To be honest, I didn't know. I was scared to stay, and scared to go. If I went, I'd be in a war, and who knew what terrible thing could happen? If I stayed, I'd be in a war with myself, always wondering what I might have done for the revolution. "I guess I'll go," I finally said.
"All right," Elias said reluctantly. "But David, don't let him out of your sight."
So there I was, in New York, wondering what the heck I was supposed to do.